Yeah. Yeah.
Look at me.
Bench mob, they're speaking the facts that you wanna hear. They rep a jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. Taking the L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. You clearing the seats, now it's time to grow. Tuning now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my about to blow.
I ain't seen from now. Bowser was really, I was trying to tell you.
Next my podcast. What's up, bro?
Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob ENT podcast. We have special guest Tyler Brooks is on tonight. How are you doing?
Bench Mob, what's up? It's a pleasure to be here. It's about time.
Yes, sir. We are glad that you're here. We're glad that you took time out of your schedule to hop on with us. For those who don't know, Tyler's into the arts. He's doing stand-up comedy, movies, plays, things of that nature. How long have you been into the arts and doing music and doing the film and doing plays? How long has that been your passion?
Man, it's been my passion since my senior year of high school. I got into the arts, through church, growing up in a church family, singing in church, dancing in church. And the theatrical arts actually found me. When I got to high school, I joined my school step team. Shout out Absolute Step Team, award-winning step team. And the step team had to be a part of the school musical. So that was just that requirement just had me becoming a part of the theater family. And then after that, after my freshman year, I fell in love with it. Sophomore, junior, and senior year was that 1 year when I decided, this is my passion. This is what I'm going to pursue in college and then for the rest of my life.
That's dope. We often hear that from some of the biggest stars that it started in church for them. Like the background started in church, singing in church, dancing in church. When you started off doing that, what were some of your first memories of, singing and dancing in church? Like what was those first memories, first emotions that you got when you did sing and dance?
Wow. Of course I was a little nervous, but it's always that excitement as a kid. I always had just going out and, making people happy, hearing that applause. It was always something that fueled me and made me more excited to look forward to the next performance. It was always, I feel like starting to perform in church was the most amazing thing for me personally, because just to have that comfort of doing it for God's glory, that's number one, just getting to hone in my talents for his glory. And then once I was aware of my talents, that was when I was able to go outside of church, perform and do my thing that he blessed me with.
Facts. Always make sure, I believe it. Not everybody believes that, but how we grew up.
Yeah.
Regardless. For you, who are some of your inspirations when it comes to film, when it comes to stand-up comedy and acting? Who are some of your people that, you've looked up to, that you try to learn from, and you try to apply stuff that they talk about into your actual career?
Absolutely. So when it comes to film and acting, I got to go with the duo of Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, who teamed up to give us the series of Creed. I bring up those two because those are two African-American men that really punched box office records out of the water, with that series called Creed. And Michael B. Jordan being from New Jersey, he had to start earlier being a child model, and that's how he got into the industry. But and the list actually goes on from New Jersey. I just look at anybody that got to make it out of New Jersey because that's the life that I live. I was in the shoes that they were once in, and, it's definitely possible. And I also want to get into writing too. That's why I also say Ryan Coogler, and his vision combined with Michael B. Jordan is just an inspiration to me. I always try to connect with filmmakers that I run into because, I could be the next Michael B. Jordan, but somebody else could be the next Ryan Coogler. You know, it's just all about networking for me, and just, you know, not letting the people that's made it, not letting their stories go to waste, you know, because their stories are inspiration for all of us, I feel like. And, you know, a little bit of everyone's story could be a piece of your path to make it to the top, I feel like. So, you know, I always like to be aware of what's going on around the industry, especially Black African Americans doing it in the industry, because, you know, I always want to see our people win. And at the same time, create more opportunities and more visuals for those that come after me, could see me and be like, oh, Tyler did it coming out of Jersey. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely possible.
Yo, a lot of people don't have him up there. A lot of people don't mention him. My wife knows. Michael B. Jordan, that's right now, like, probably my top 3 favorite actors. Anything he's in, I'm going to go
talk
see.
about it.
Michael B. Jordan, anything he's in, I'm seeing it. Anything he got a hand in.
Yes.
He's directing the new Creed that's coming out. I'm like, I don't.
Yes.
I'm
that's
going.
Huge.
Like, for me, and you might feel the same way. He's like our modern day Denzel to me.
Ooh, yes.
The impact that he has on our area, our people around our age group, our culture. Of course, Denzel to me is like Jay-Z. He's like fine wine. That joke was still, he could go be in any movie. He was just on Broadway doing Macbeth, and I think almost won an award for that. Like, Denzel's, obviously, we know Denzel's great.
Yes.
Denzel can act probably till he's 95, and it'd still be subpar.
Everybody gonna go out, spend their money to go see him.
Exactly. Michael B. Jordan, I guess you would say, is like the Lil Wayne or the Drake of right now. Like,
yes, that's perfect. Actually, that's spot on.
That man,
he really hasn't missed, and he's working with amazing talent around him. And like, I feel like when you could hold your own around talents like, you know, Jamie Foxx. He did Just Mercy with him. Like, you know, being with higher talent and then, you know, holding your own, you just prove yourself. And he does that exactly in every film. Just keeps on improving himself.
His range is just so crazy. Like, you mentioned Just Mercy, and then he did the Tom Clancy movie, where that's the first time a Tom Clancy movie had a Black actor as the star role. So I'm like, he's breaking down barriers. And the range, though, like, my man will go from he's going to go kill you to I'm saying the range is crazy.
Yeah.
Not many people like him. For the comedians, because I know you just had stand up over at Willie P. Who are some people that you look up to in that space for stand up comedians?
My goodness, we got to start off with the GOAT, Eddie Murphy, you know, the one that really gave us, you know, not he didn't start it, but like, you know, Eddie was just that different era that shocked everybody, you know, just he didn't care. And like, he was just effortlessly funny, you know, gotta love Eddie. Eddie Griffin is also one of my favorites, you know, Eddie Griffin, you know, he's from Kansas City, Missouri. He got that Southern swag with him. And I just love his take on life and like how he just goes on stage and just gives it to you any way that he wants. And then I would have to go with, if I had to give a third one, I'd say, you know, Kevin Hart. You know, why not? Especially some of his older works is just golden to me. You know, I like his animation, the way he can tell stories, the way he can be himself, and then when an instant snap into another character for the audience to see. You know, like I said about the actors, just little things that I like to take from different people in the field and try to make it my own. And I really feel like that's why I've had the success that I've had in stand-up comedy in this short amount of time. I go to sleep every night watching stand-up comedy, literally, you know, studying it, going to sleep. I hear the audience laughter in my brain while I go to sleep. You know, I'm just channeling myself for the moments where I step on stage is new to me. Like, I see this in front of me all the time. And those 3 comedians really, really stick out to me and the style of performance that I want to bring to the stage.
For you, right? What is the most difficult part of acting?
You know, I should be used to this by now, but, you know, with every new character, it's different. And I feel like it's separating myself from the character, because the character could be something that's not like Tyler at all. And the character may do certain things that I would never do. And first I would have to study the character, see who he is, what he would do, and then just, you know, not being uncomfortable doing those things that the character would do. Because, you know, I've been in certain situations on stage where I have to use an African accent, you know, totally American, but, you know, just tapping into a different person is just something that's kind of difficult, but, you know, it's definitely worth it once you transform and then become the character and then make magic on stage. It's always worth it. And that's what keeps me coming back to it.
I've heard Denzel mention when you talk about certain roles you play, and he's mentioned, you know, you got to put your foot down and decide what you won't do and what you will do. Mm-hmm. For you, what are your like non-negotiables? Like, hey, I'm not going to play this type of role. I'm not going to do this. Have you gotten to that point where you kind of know what you don't want to do, or are you kind of open to any type of role?
You know, definitely I would never do a role that goes against my faith. You know, there's like a certain principle that I have to keep with my life and my faith in God. You know, nothing that goes against that is an automatic deal breaker for me. I won't do it no matter the price that they're going to pay me. And for right now, that's the biggest one. But at the same time, right now in my career, I'm still excited to like kind of like jump at whatever blessing that God's ready to give me, whatever door he's ready to open. I'm ready to bust through it, you know. But definitely, you know, anything that goes against my faith in him can't go there.
So what is the most difficult part of stand-up?
Man, you know, every crowd is different, you know. And for me personally, I'm young, I'm around college students all day. So it's easy for me to write something in the language and in the style of a college student. But I could go on stage, there's no college students in the audience, there's a bunch of grown people, and they might not, you know, react the same way to my jokes. So I feel like for me, the hardest part is writing something for every audience to enjoy, you know, and just also, well, you know, your punchlines got to be everything, you know. The worst thing in stand-up comedy is bombing. Thankfully, I haven't bombed yet, but, you know, it's a part of the journey. So, yeah, I think that just goes back into just writing material that I believe that everybody will be able to enjoy during my set and not lose any audience members.
That's key, and you mentioned it, though. I was just watching something over the weekend. Tracy Morgan was talking about he bombed before.
Tracy.
He said it's a part of the business, but, you know, it's all about how you react to it and how you respond after that. He was talking about for him, if he everybody with me. So I'm flaming you. So that's how he approached it. But yeah, that's
gotta love Tracy, man.
Yeah, that's something that's a part of it on different levels at any time. For you, right? Mm-hmm. How your family reacted to you getting into the arts? You know, a lot of families sometimes aren't supportive of certain dreams. You know, hey, I want you to be a doctor, a lawyer. I want you to be a teacher. How has your family and your friends responded to your passion of going into the arts?
Wow, that's a great question. And absolutely fantastic is the honest and genuine answer. Throughout high school, before my senior year, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And like, that was kind of a scary time because you about to go into college, you know, everybody's got to pick a major. And I'm like, all right, what's my dream? So once I finally found it, I was excited to tell my family, and they were all the way in, you know, just supporting me, proud of me, because they knew I was doing musical theater before I came to them with my dream. So they were all the way in, you know. I got into Willie P. I got in the theater program here. So I'm still studying my craft, sharpening my tools. So when it's time to graduate, I'm going to go out and kill it. My friends and all my supporters, they, including my family, they've been the motivation and, you know, the gas to my light, honestly. You know, I really couldn't be here without them, you know, and especially, you know, Bench Mom, you guys are now a part of my family. You know, you guys giving me this platform to be in front of new people is just more motivating to me, more motivation. I couldn't be more grateful for like everybody's support in my dreams, because the last thing I want to do is let anyone down. And the last thing I will do is let anyone down. And, you know, that day when I know I made it, I'll be grateful for everybody for their support. And like, I would know, honestly, I wouldn't be here without you guys and God. Straight like that.
Of course, you're a part of the Benchmark family now too. At some point, we got to hook you up with some merch. So that's a guarantee.
Please do, man.
Two things, right? So one thing you mentioned I want to get to, but before that, you said you had to, get into Willie P, the actual program, right? Did you have to audition into the program, and what was your audition like?
No, I actually didn't have to audition. Willie P, that situation was funny because I honestly knew I was gonna get in. I've heard about Willie P, and my parents actually both went to Willie P. They met at Willie P.
Wow.
So yeah, my parents met at this school. Yeah, at Willie P. Yeah, real talk.
That's crazy. You at Willie P. Your parents went to Willie P. I went to Willie P. Two other people on my show. Actually, the 3 other co-hosts on my show, all Willie P. This all Willie P. love right here.
Yo, Tyrone, my brother went to Willie P. Graduated last spring. Yo, Willie P. You out here? Let's go. That's
so you
lit.
Did audition then?
No, man. I just knew being a legacy child and my brother was already in the school, I was going to get in. It was one of those situations. Willie P., like the department is not really super tough like some departments are. So, once I applied, it was all green from there.
So you mentioned, once you make it, you'll be happy. You'll know that it was your family, it was God, the supporters, your friends. For you, just for you, not based off of anybody else's viewpoint, what is making it for you? What is that point for you where you be like, all right, mama, I made it? What does that look like for Tyler?
Wow, great question. That off rip, that looks like getting mama her own house. That's off rip. I gotta do that for mom. It looks like, I want to see my whole family. Because, of course, I'm going to bring my whole family with me when I'm up. I just want to see them, I just want to see, like, the fruits of my labor, kind of, I want to see them rocking the fly clothes. I want to see us all on vacation out the country, I want to be making money in my sleep, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to wake up in paradise and just look around and see my family right next to me, knowing I'm still making money over there somewhere. And it's like, yeah, mama, I made it. Cheers. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate.
That's dope.
It's going to be a beautiful thing.
One piece of advice. Now, you're not starting your journey. You're not Michael B. Jordan as of yet.
Right,
one piece of give to somebody that is trying to get into stand-up comedy, that's trying to get into theatrical arts, that's trying to do music, that's trying to be a writer, that's trying to be a producer. Any piece of advice you would give to anybody trying to get into this field?
I would say, honestly, make sure you love it. And then I feel like it's so easy to get in because for me, I was welcomed in by all the theater family because honestly, if you really want to do it for a passion, and if you find the right people that also wants to do it too, they're going to want to see you win. They're going to want to help you better yourself because we're all trying to make it here. And there's plenty more money for all of us to go get out there, There's plenty more platforms for us to reach. So just find your connections. Find the people in your field and speak to them. Don't be shy because we all have, the craft to work on and we don't have to do it alone. And that's something I'm grateful that I don't have to do. I'm making connections on campus. I'm in writers' rooms. I'm a part of the drama clubs here on campus, just always want to stay in the loop of what you're trying to get into. So your inspiration, so your motivation will never die. You always in the loop of whatever you're trying to get into. And that's what I would say,
I think that's key. The networking aspect. I think that is very huge. And a lot of people take the mindset and the mentality of competing against other people instead of trying to build with people. Of course, you want to be the best that you can be at your position, at your career. But I think you compete with yourself and then just try to build with other people. It's a mindset that's different from others, though, in regards of like, yo, whatever God got for me, got for me. Like, I don't need to be competing with the next person in the next. Am I better today? That's it. But a lot of people don't have that mindset, keeping it just like right. So I think that's good that you have that teamwork, networking mindset, working hard.
It's a must.
A quickness segment. Favorite segment. Our guests love it. Some of them get jammed up because some questions that make you think, but they're rapid fire. They're fun. First one that we always start off with, super easy. What is your go-to meal?
Chicken fingers and fries.
Chicken fingers and fries. All right. So I got a follow-up then. So if we're doing chicken fingers and fries, the chicken fingers, we getting any sauce on the side with those?
Absolutely.
Which one we rocking with?
We're going to rock out with the honey mustard.
Honey mustard, and the fries got ketchup, or you putting something else on them?
You know what? We can do double honey mustard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Honey mustard all around.
Anywhere special you get these from? Or chicken fingers anywhere in the world rock?
Chicken finger. I'm scared to say anywhere, but like, I'll try them from anywhere, you know what I'm saying? I like them a certain way. My fries, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they can come out with the curly fries. That's cool too.
Yeah, nah. I'd say it got to be certain areas because everybody can't cook. It can't be.
Yeah, that's a fact. You have me scared with that one.
Now I know you personally. You played sports also growing up.
Yeah.
Who's the NBA champion this year?
NBA champion this year, man. Oh man. Just to put it out there, I'm a Sixers fan. Just so the world know, I'm a Sixers fan. Shout out to the MVP, Joel Embiid. But I'm gonna be faithful and say my Sixers gonna pull it off, man. We're gonna find the missing pieces. We're gonna clean it up, and we're gonna see y'all in the NBA Finals holding up the trophy for Philly one time.
I hope so for you. I hope so for you.
I hope so, man. I'm praying on that one.
Give me your top 5, your personal top 5 actors of all time.
Actors of all time, okay. I'm going to go number 1, Denzel. Number 2, Leo DiCaprio. And then I'm going to go with number 3, Robert De Niro. I feel like he's amazing. I love his work. Samuel L. Jackson at 4. And for my last one, we was talking about Michael B. He has some motivation and inspiration. So Michael B. right there.
Top 5 stand-up comedians.
Whew. All right. Eddie Murphy, Eddie Griffin, Kevin Hart, Gabriel Iglesias. If y'all. For my last one, Martin Lawrence.
Okay. So, if you had the opportunity, you have tickets to a world premiere movie, or you're sitting front row at your favorite stand-up comedian, which tickets are you taking?
I'm taking the world premiere.
World premiere, okay. Why the world premiere?
Because I'm gonna pop out for the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? All the celebrities gonna be there, all the photographers. So I'm gonna give the photographers a little time, you know what I'm saying? Give them a few pictures. But then I'm gonna be networking on the carpet, shaking hands, see who I can meet, light up my personality, give them the charm. So when could we work? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna lead to that. And then once we gonna get to that, we're gonna go to the premiere, watch the movie, and then we're gonna go crazy at the after party. Same thing.
I got it. So we parlay into a role. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. We working when we not working.
Exactly. So last one before we got here. Again, we thank you for taking time out to hop on with us.
Bench mob, y'all the best, for real.
Appreciate it. We always ask this question, but we want to tailor it to you. 5 people, dead or alive, specifically comedians, actors, actresses, that you would actually like to work with.
Wow. Wow. I want to start off with Bernie Mac, because that man was gone too soon, and there was a lot more that he was going to do. And I feel like he was a talent that nobody can ever emulate. and I would want to, you know, be under his wing and like for him to just tell me to just be myself. Because, you know, that coming from Bernie Mac, I feel like would be inspirational because he was himself. You know, Hollywood was writing roles for him just to be in the movie. So I want to say we'll start with Bernie Mac. I would love to work with Denzel Washington, Tyler Perry. Yeah, I got to. My mom be praying over that for years now, bro. I got to work with Tyler. Leo DiCaprio, GOAT. Nothing else to be said there. And for my last one, you know what? I want to work with Regina King. I really do want to work with Regina King. That sister got so much more work that I know she's going to give us. And it's like, I want to be a part of it because I know she's amazing. And, you know, I feel like in her directorial debut, forget the name, When They See Us, that movie from Netflix, amazing, bro. And the cast that she put together, I just know I'd be surrounded by heavy hitters, yeah.
Facts. Regina King, I think, is somebody that people sleep on. But this
One time for the sisters.
This was not part of the plan, but you mentioned the name, so I want to get your viewpoint on it, and we'll close out. You mentioned Tyler Perry, right?
Yeah.
What's your viewpoint on Tyler Perry as a whole? I know you've heard people say he's overrated. That's when he does Medea. He's not that talented. He's not good of a producer, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Your viewpoint on Tyler Perry and his importance specifically to our community of being Tyler Perry and all that he's brought from. People forget there was a lot of plays before Medea ended up on the movie. A lot of plays before anything ended up on the movie screen. But what's your takes and the value and importance of Tyler Perry?
Wow, Tyler Perry is essential for our community, first and foremost, because Tyler Perry put most of our Black homes on platform. First, you know, it started on stage, you know, and, you know, the way I feel like his success grew because that was us. We're seeing us on stage in such a comedic and Christian fashion. You know, Tyler, he'll give you the story, the songs, and the laughter all in one. And, you know, nobody was really doing that at his level. And the Medea character was so iconic because that was everybody's auntie. That was everybody's grandmother. You know, Medea had a lesson for everybody, whether, you know, we knew her personally or not, because, you know, most of us don't. But Medea always hit the spot or her audience. And I feel like Tyler's platform is really for us, you know, the things that he's done. Like, that's our guy, you know. He's really looking to put the next African-American person on Netflix, on BET, to be rocketed to the highest Hollywood boardrooms, you know. Tyler's really our guy. And I feel like when people criticize his work, you know, they don't really understand the work that he's putting in for us. You know, look at all his projects, you know, he's really putting on for our culture and giving a lot of people opportunities that wouldn't get opportunities over in Hollywood or over in New York somewhere. So I really have a deep appreciation for him, always trying to put us on and continuing to just write and put the next person on. And one of those roles is going to go to me, and then I'm going to kill it. And then I'm going to be like, one day I'm going to be on an award show. Like, yo, thank you, Tyler, for the opportunity, you know? You know, it's all going to come together. And the opportunities that he's continuing to make is only going to benefit us and put more of us on TV and so far and so forth.
I got one more, though, because something you said.
Hit me, bro.
Right. So you mentioned his importance to the community. And I think also for those that's watching, that listen to this later, I think he goes underrated in the conversation of just the whole of what he's done as being a producer, director, creating content.
Yeah.
We community, but he's global, I think. But what you just mentioned too about, you know, getting an award in the future, what's your takes and your viewpoints on like the Oscars and the Grammys? You know, it's been rumored and talked about for years that, hey, we should have our own thing / we should embrace more when we have like the BET Awards, the Centric Awards, things like that. Obviously, it is not valued as much as an Oscar and Grammy, but you think, in your opinion, you think as our community we should do regarding these award shows and Do we put more emphasis and belief and love into BET, into Eccentric Awards? Soul Train. What are your thoughts on that? Because we constantly see the Grammys and the Oscars often get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially being that somebody that's coming up in this business, that'll be on these award shows at some point, what's your viewpoints on it?
You know, I honestly feel like the BET Awards and Eccentric Awards and other platforms that really showcase us should really, you know, tap in more to like those categories or those, you know, awards that we aren't receiving, which we do deserve. Because, you know, it's been years of us, of our people not getting the recognition we deserve. And when we have our own award ceremonies, they don't, unfortunately, it's not their night to receive an award. So I feel like there's a lot of more areas that I'm grateful that our people have migrated to, so many lanes that we've all jumped into now, which we've taken over, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's about time that those award ceremonies that's for us, that showcase our talents, to broaden our category so everybody can be recognized that night, you know, and also keep the same amount of entertainment, because there's a lot that we celebrate on our award shows because there's a lot of accomplishments. But I definitely feel like there's a lot more we can do. We can do like 2-night events or just create another award ceremony, because there's a lot of accomplishments that we celebrate as our people. But I also feel like there's a lot of accomplishments that sometimes go under the carpet that we don't really get to shine a light on, the greatness that we're doing out here. And I feel like the greatness that we do out here only shines a light on us and opens the door, sets up the door for the next person coming in. So that was a great question. I do feel like there's a lot more we can do, because there's a lot of great that we're doing out here that still needs a light shed on it.
That's complete facts. I hope one day we get to the point as a community that we embrace the things that we have and stop looking so much to everybody else to get validation. We're dope in our own right. Like, I think sometimes we forget. And I get it. In Hollywood, you get more work if you have the Grammy and the Oscars and whatnot. But when we have more creatives like the Michael B. Jordans, the Tyler Perrys, the Ryan Coogler, I think we'll put ourselves in positions where we will still succeed and we don't always have to get the approval of the Academy and things of that nature. But within that, you know, the whole process and the whole important thing of is being in position and staying ready. And that's Bench Mob ENT. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Bench Mob ENT, we out. Peace.
Much love.